world was young, the mountains green, no stain yet on the moon was seen.
Then with a crash came a great ringing shout. Ra, boom, ra.
3 rings for the elven kings under the sky, 7 for the dwarf lords in their halls of stone, 9 for mortal men doomed to die, 1 for the dark lord on his dark throne in the land of Mordor where the shadows lie. 1 ring to rule them all, 1 ring to find them, 1 ring to bring them all, and in the darkness bind them in the land of Mordor where the shadows lie.
It's talking about Tolkien, Nate.
It's talking about Tolkien, Ben. Might have to praise the movie on this one.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, because if... I know we talked about in an earlier chapter, we didn't really get that Eowyn had a thing for Aragorn. But that apparently is not the case. If that was what he was going for, I think the movie might have done it a little better.
I'm like 50-50 on it. I think she was definitely like into the idea of being his queen and like,
oh wow, well, look at you.
But
real big ideas over there.
I don't know. I think as we'll say, I think as Faramir points out, I think it's equal parts like status and romance for her. Like obviously Aragorn is an attractive dude, but I think Eowyn is also out to like make her own saga. She wants to do legendary deeds. She wants to be like the warrior queen at Aragorn's side. And
well, too bad.
Yeah, I think that's at least half of what's going on there. Yeah, we're doing chapter 5 of book 6 of Return of the King, the Steward and the King, which lets you know it's probably going to be about Faramir and Aragorn. And it opens up on Eowyn. We haven't checked in with her in a while. And she is telling the doctor that she is ready to check herself out against medical advice.
All right, you're going to have to sign this paperwork because I don't want to be liable for what happens. And insurance isn't going to cover this stay if you go AMA.
That would be funny if they send her a bill. Send it to the house of Eorl. But yes, he's begging her to go back to her bed, and she's like, nope, who's in charge here? And the doctor says that he honestly doesn't know at the moment who is in charge of Gondor. Everyone important seems to have left. He's like, the steward's here, but he's also in the hospital. She's like, well, I'll talk to him then.
Well, he actually listens to me, so...
First, the doctor goes off about Aragorn for a bit. I highlighted this because you and I were talking privately about Tolkien's morality with regards to war and how he doesn't shy away from the things the characters have to do. They're not necessarily like tortured by having to fight. They are fighting for a reason.
Little babies.
So I think he sums it up in 2 neat paragraphs here, kind of exactly what we were talking about. The first is the doctor commenting on Aragorn saying, a great lord is that, and a healer. And it is a thing passing strange to me that the healing hand should also wield the sword. It is not thus in Gondor now, though once it was, if old tales be true. But for long years, we healers have only sought to patch the rents made by the men of swords. Though we should still have enough to do without them. The world is full enough of hurts and mischances without wars to multiply them. And Eowyn counters that pacifist sentiment a little bit. And she says, it needs but one foe to breed a war, not 2, Master Warden. And those who have not swords can still die upon them. They took that line for the movie and put it somewhere else. She goes on to say, would you have the folk of Gondor gather your herbs only while the Dark Lord gathers armies? And is it not always good to be healed? And it is not always good to be healed in body, nor is it always evil to die in battle, even in bitter pain. Were I permitted in this dark hour, I would choose the latter. And so you kind of get the two moralities of Tolkien here, where he's like, I want to be Christ-like, turn the other cheek, pacifistic, but also acknowledging the need to take up arms and defend yourself when somebody attacks you. Otherwise, all these horrors will be 10 times worse.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta do that.
And Eowyn doesn't feel bad about it, not one bit.
Good. Tired of reading modern books where everyone's always like tortured. Like, yeah, I mean, I personally wouldn't want to be in a war, but
no, I definitely think there's the difference between the post-Vietnam generation and the
because everyone who writes about wars now is like, it's hell.
Well, I think
that's the only emotion they ever capture.
Wars now, at least as an American, like,
yeah, you just take a nap. You're like, all right, drone's locked on, and I'm gonna go get a bagel. You let me know when they're dead.
Well, that's the problem.
Right.
We're not fighting the Tolkien-esque war against the Dark Lord. Nobody's come to attack us. They're attacking our interests abroad in other people's economy,
just as God intended,
and with other people's resources. That's what we're interested in.
Hey, Iran was two weeks away from getting that bomb.
I've heard analysis of, like, did medieval soldiers, did pre-medieval soldiers struggle with the same kinds of PTSD and everything? And probably, for sure.
I mean, the PTSD, I'm sure it existed, yeah.
But somebody did point out that it is a little bit different when the entire population is a part of the same event versus people who go overseas to do a thing and then come back to people who have no idea it's even happening.
Yeah.
So there's like a lack of support and, mutual understanding there. So I think that's the kind of conflict Tolkien's envisioning. It's a conundrum for a filmmaker today, because if you glorify war, then people are going to think you're glorifying the kinds of wars that are, we're fighting now, versus, I guess, a righteous war of self-defense. But
yeah, as God intended. We were defending ourselves against those bananas. We had to invade, and we had to make them cheaper
to
for
be
American landlords.
To be fair, God started a few wars for land too. Just go march around the wall of Jericho and blow your horn, and
yeah,
I'll take that.
That was also using cheats.
That was using cheats. So she goes to see Faramir, and she tells Faramir that she wants out of here. I failed to die in battle, but the battle still goes on. I want to go catch up. And he's like, well, you're going to, whatever's going to happen, you're going to show up like 2 weeks late at this point. So
there's no making that trip on foot.
Yeah. And you've got one arm.
You can stay here and die just as easily.
He does say that. He's like, if they fail, don't worry, we're all going to die.
Yeah, we'll make it to the death. Don't worry about it.
But Boromir immediately, not Boromir. Sorry,
how dare you?
Too soon.
He's dead, Ben.
He's dead,
and he's never coming back.
Faramir, he's a wise man, learned in the ways of Riz.
Yeah, he is.
And he immediately starts working on Eowyn. he's stirred by her beauty, and the pity the pity he feels for her grief would pierce his heart. And he asks her what she wants. If it lies in his power, he'll do it. And she says, I would have you command this warden to let me go. And Faramir's like, whoa, okay, even I'm not checking out against medical advice. Have you seen the insurance premiums? Like,
Yeah.
you don't want to do that. You don't want to start getting
No.
like, what do they call it? You don't want to be like an uncooperative patient.
Yeah, pain in the ass, exactly.
And she's like, fine. Well, maybe if it's not too much trouble, you could at least give me a window that looks out on the east so that I can stare broodingly in the general direction of the battle. And he says, yeah, no, we could totally do a room on the east. Yeah, no, we could do that. You could put the room next to my room.
Yeah.
You stay in my room if you want. And he's like,
that doctor, I need to slip him a 20 to say that that's part of the treatment plan.
maybe, yeah, you get a room on the east, and then this garden I walk in every day. Maybe you come walk with me in the garden. Maybe we hang out, talk, kiss.
Maybe I'll have my shirt off every now and again on accident. I'm like, whoa, whoops, how'd that get there? That's where that six-pack went. Am I right, fellas?
Now, she takes a good look at Faramir, obviously flirting with her.
And she said, Boromir would have brought me a kingdom.
But she recognizes that Faramir, he's clearly a warrior, clearly capable, and not many knights of Rohan would be able to probably take this guy out. And she's getting a little hot under the collar here, a little flushed with embarrassment at this guy just so blatantly flirting with her.
Hell yeah.
She tells him she has no desire for the speech of living men. He asks if should I just tell you what I think? Should I speak plainly, Eowyn? And she's like, yes, speak plainly. And then this is Faramir speaking plainly. Then, Eowyn of Rohan, I say to you that you are beautiful. In the valleys of our hills there are flowers fair and bright, and maidens fairer still. But neither flower nor lady have I seen till now in Gondor so lovely and so sorrowful. It may be that only a few days are left ere darkness falls upon our world, and when it comes I hope to face it steadily. But it would ease my heart if while the sun yet shines I could see you still. And she's like, fuck you. How dare you? She storms off. And then Faramir says to the warden, I need you to tell me everything you know about that lady.
He's like, yeah, HIPAA doesn't exist yet, so...
I am HIPAA.
Hell yeah.
I'm the steward. It's a free healthcare. It's a public plan.
Matter of national national security.
It's a matter of national security. And she said, he's like, well, I can tell you a couple of things. I can tell you, her arm was fractured in 3 places, infused with some kind of dark magic. They don't really teach us much about that in medical school. And her name appears to be Eowyn. And she's blonde. Look, she's been asleep for 7 days. I don't know what you want from me. But you know who would know about her is that little guy she rode in with. He also had a lady's name. Madeline Marigold. Marigold Brandybuck. You don't want to talk to him. And he's like, send him to me immediately. And then Faramir... He walks with Pippin, or not Pippin. God, not Pippin. Pippin's under a troll right now.
Never a Pippin.
Pippin's under a troll
would
at the
ruin
moment.
this.
Yeah. No, he walks with Mary, and Mary gives him all the deets. He's like, okay, here's what Eowyn is into. Horses, swords, spears on occasion, like stabbing people, killed a witch king. I helped. I think I made it possible, to be quite honest with you, but they're letting her have most of that one. But I'm okay with it. You know, I'm getting paid. I sold the book rights. And yeah, you know what she doesn't like? Being left behind, mainly by Aragorn. That really got under her skin. So try not to mention anything about that when you're talking to her. And Faramir's like, okay, I think I got this. And then he keeps looking for her. He goes to the garden every day. She's not there. She's not there. No, she's there. She's there. And he's like, okay. I got this. Be cool, Faramir. And they walk and they talk and they sit. And he's trying to get the riz going again. He drops some more lines on her and tells her that he was okay dying before, but now he would not have this world end and lose so soon what he has found. And she's like, and what have you found? What do you think you found? And then she calls him my friend.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I made special note of that. I was like, ooh, oh, that hurts. I'm sorry, Faramir.
She says she cannot possibly think of such things. Let us not speak of it, my friend. But even as they're sitting there and staring out to the east, waiting for some sign that, you know, some subtle sign that something's happening over there. Anything would do, but what are you going to see? Like a slight changing of the wind, maybe a cloud blowing in, or you could see a mountain suddenly double in size. Wait, that's not another mountain. That's a mushroom cloud, lightning all through it. Crap like you've never seen before. Lava spewing. Middle Earth's only active volcano is just going nuts right now. And a giant earthquake rocks the tower. And Faramir's like, you know, I know how this is going to sound, but I actually have a pretty good feeling about that. And he says it reminds him of Numenor. And then he mentions something. I'm going to read it so I can talk about it. The land of westerness that foundered, and of the great dark wave climbing over the green lands and above the hills, and coming on, darkness unescapable. I often dream of it. And there's two things I have to say about Faramir's dreams of Numenor being consumed by the tidal wave.
Okay.
One, that is a dream Tolkien had. It is actually a dream he had many times about an island being hit by a wave.
He predicted COVID.
Or any of the many tsunamis, but he used to dream about an island being taken by a tidal wave. He also put dreams about Numenor in an unfinished novel he was writing. It was kind of a partner project with C.S. Lewis. They were both going to write time travel stories or something.
Interesting.
Or maybe Lewis was going to write space travel and Tolkien was going to do time travel. But so Tolkien, the whole Numenor thing came out of this novel that Tolkien started and never finished. He only got a couple of chapters in. I've read them.
Why did they never finish? Did he pass away, or was he just like, I hate C.S. Lewis?
Well,
fuck this guy.
He does, you know, he never says he hates C.S. Lewis, but he does have some shady shit to say about C.S. Lewis. They're gossipy. If you read these old guys' letters, they're so gossipy. But no, I think what happened was he started the project and he wrote a few chapters, and we have them. They're okay. And basically it started as, it's called The Lost Road. And it started in modern times with a father and a son. and they're both studying languages. And the son is very clearly,
of course they are.
The son is very clearly Tolkien. The father is telling him they're studying languages because at the time the father's an academic, and to get into Oxford, before you could even, like, this is the entrance exam for Oxford, Greek and Latin are required. Most of the texts you're going to be reading are in Greek and Latin. So he has to get his Greek and Latin scores up. But this kid just keeps playing around with the languages of Northwestern Europe. He keeps studying Welsh and Cornish and Old Norse and all of that stuff, and Old Irish. And everybody keeps telling him, like, there's no career in that, kid. If you're getting, like, stick to Greek and Latin, that's enough for anybody. That's hard enough on its own. But if you gotta do another language, why don't you do one that, like, people still speak, and, like, not just in Wales? Like,
because I'm gonna invent a language, Dad.
And actually, the son has dreams where he hears people talking in a language he doesn't know, and that language will come to be Numenorian. And the father has dreams of a place he's never seen, and it's going to turn out that both of these guys are descendants of Numenor, this lost Atlantis civilization. And it was going to be a time travel story where they travel back, kind of like, and visit their ancestors in particular generations, going all the way back to Atlantis. So, like, first they go back to Anglo-Saxon times, and then they go back to mythical pasts. And Tolkien became more interested in the Atlantean civilization he developed for it, Numenor, and he started trying to work that back into the Elder Days elf mythology he had been working on his whole life. And I think that's why he just kind of lost interest in the project. It turned into...
Oh, so this was before
he
even started on... Okay.
Yeah, it turned into a section of the Silmarillion called the Alcalabeth. And that's the saga of the fall of Numenor. So yeah, that was just, I thought it was a neat little nod to... It's kind of Tolkien, like, making an inside joke with himself. Maybe him and C.S. Lewis got a kick out of it, because C.S. Lewis got to read early drafts of these chapters at their weekly meetings of the Inklings.
Is that what they called it?
They called themselves the Inklings. There were 4 of them, and of the I think it was Tolkien, C.S. Lewis, the Elder Lewis, and another guy who wrote
Ringo. Yeah.
Oh, I forget his name. I think he wrote Taliesin. It's another, like, early fairy story, fantasy story. They were all, like, professors, and, well, not the Elder Lewis, but they were all weird old guys who hung out at a pub.
How old was he?
They probably started doing the Inklings when he was in his late 30s.
That's not that old.
No, they would have definitely done a podcast if it had been today.
Yeah. Then we would have had to compete with that. I don't know if we can do it then.
I think plenty of idiots outcompete plenty of knowledgeable academics.
Yeah, J.D. Vance needs to stay in his own lane. Stop reading books.
I don't know if you've ever listened to the intro or outro of this very podcast, but Tolkien's not much of an orator.
Old Tom Bombadil. Tom Bombadillo.
If you've ever heard Tolkien speak, he stutters and stumbles worse than I do, which is to say something. And in fact, that was actually one of the things. Christopher Tolkien would sometimes go to the Inklings, and when Christopher Tolkien was there, they would have him read the new Lord of the Rings chapters because he was better at reading out loud than Tolkien. But eventually, Faramir and Eowyn do get some news in the form of a giant eagle, who he tells them most of the story, I assume. I don't know if he lands and just specifically tells Faramir, or if he just kind of screeches it as he flies over. But they very quickly turn that into a song, and they sing about how the Black Gate is broken, the king won, there's going to be a big tree, sing everybody, sing, and
praise them with great praise.
Praise them with great praise. See, Bilbo should be out here writing poetry. He shouldn't try to compete with the elves. He's trying to compete with... If Bilbo found out that Aragorn was over here saying praise them with great praise, oh, he'd be giving him a talking to. So, the captains of the West are returning, and Eowyn gets a summons from her brother, and only her brother. He would have her meet him on the road as they approach the city. But she does not go. Something is keeping her in Gondor. And she's starting to mope again. And she's starting to fall into a bit of a depression. And the warden of the Houses of Healing comes to Faramir and he says, "Hey, you should talk to Eowyn. Something's up with her, man."
Yeah. You know that doctor's note you needed to hit that? Here you go.
Look, I'm just a humble country city doctor, but I'm also a bit of a matchmaker. You two kids, you got chemistry. Perhaps the most chemistry of any man and woman in this book.
Which is saying very little, but...
I mean, she's one of two women in the book. So... I don't even know if the other had speaking lines. So Faramir goes and he talks to her. And this is silly, but I noticed they stole another line from a movie where he says, "Eowyn, why do you tarry here?" And she said, "Do you not know?" And that "do you not know" is a line they take from this, I guess, and give it to her when she's talking to Aragorn. Right before Aragorn rides off to the paths of the dead, Eowyn's
the paths of the dead.
I know, right? Eowyn's like, you can't leave the men. And Aragorn eventually just turns to her and says, "Look, what do you want from me?" And she's like, "Do you not know?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm engaged. This isn't a thing. I'm letting you down as gently as I can right now. Don't do anything dumb and suicidal like attack the Witch King." So...
I'm gonna.
Well, you're toxic. So... that would be the millennial Lord of the Rings. But she asks Faramir, "Do you not know why I still stay here?" And Faramir's like, "Well, I can think of two reasons.
I can hazard a guess.
I can think of two reasons why you might still be here." She's like, "Look, I don't want to play with your riddles, riddle man. Okay, you think you're so clever with your big fancy $5 words, okay? Yeah, I get it. Your dad knew how to read. Your culture has books. We have horses. I get it. You're fancy." And
we are pretty fancy. It's pretty cool.
He's like, "Well, I think you're not going because only your brother called you. And you were kind of hoping maybe the Lord Aragorn would call you. Or maybe you don't go because you want to be near me.
Yeah.
Or maybe a combination of the two." And you cannot choose between them. Eowyn, do you not love me, or will you not? And she says, I wished to be loved by another. And Faramir says...
He met you for like 2 minutes.
Faramir basically says, yeah, but he don't. He put... he says it nicer and more eloquent. He says, that I know. You have desired to have the love of the Lord Aragorn, because he was high, and I never say this word right, puissant.
That nailed it.
I have no idea. I don't even super know what it means. I'm not going to look it up right now. I assume it means thick in the butt. So... and
Yo,
you wish,
babe, you wanted Aragorn to clap your cheeks, dog, but you don't want to.
he got cheek meat of his own. So, you wished to have renown and glory, and to be lifted far above the mean things that crawl on the earth. And as a great captain may to a young soldier, he seemed admirable to you. And this is where I'm pushing back on the, like, Faramir is implying it was like, as a soldier sees a great commander, like, this is a little bit of hero worship, complicated by the fact that you're genders and sexually compatible.
As a soldier, you should know you shouldn't be mixing it up with your senior officer anyway. So that was your first mistake.
Well, this was before they had like a mixed gender military.
Yeah, this is why we can't have women in the military. It just distract me. All right.
It would just distract me. Is that what you said?
I was wondering when you would get what I said.
As you watch from the back in your medical tent.
Yeah.
Okay. It's hard to fly a drone with all these puissant, young, caked up things around, you know?
Caked up things.
Oh God. So anyway, you definitely loved him like the way a younger soldier loves an older soldier.
Yeah, as men do.
We all feel that way, Eowyn, from time to time. You think I saw him. I saw how puissant he was. Okay, I got a good look at that when he was putting
Puissant's Hatterack.
The puissant Hatterack. I gotta look it up now. I'm gonna look it up. Okay. Okay, I don't want to hear the French pronunciation, so that's kind of what I'm saying. English pronunciation. Tolkien seems to think this is English, not French. Puissant? No.
Yeah, that sounds bad.
No,
he's so puissant.
Look,
sounds like you're insulting him.
I got 4 years of high school French, and I say it's puissance. So, he says puissant. Yeah, I'm going to say puissant. Anyway, it means powerful. So I wasn't wrong.
Powerful and thick.
Powerful and thick in the rear. That's what it means. There's the second definition. It's on Merriam-Webster. You look it up for yourself. You're probably listening to this while you're driving. You can't look up anything. Don't use voice to text. So anyway, yeah, you're obviously looking at him the way we all look at him. But when he gave you only understanding and pity, then you desired to have nothing unless a brave death in battle. Look at me, Eowyn. She looks at him, and he's like, look, you're not going to get him, okay? He's engaged to probably some like elven princess, okay?
Yeah, super hot elven princess.
Yeah,
I've seen the elves. It's not even fair, okay?
Eowyn,
it's not like, how can we compete with that, Eowyn? We can't.
Eowyn, here's the deal. look, we'd both love to marry Aragorn, but that can't happen for you or me for different reasons. I am obviously a good match. It would solidify his power base, but the society's not ready for that yet. So you know, he rejected you. So now we've got.
So fuck him.
That's what I'm saying, right?
He's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
You should hang out with me instead.
Yeah, you should be a nice guy like me. And no, I'm kidding. He's actually pretty sweet and eloquent and understanding. And
just like we are here.
Just like we are here on Words About Books. But he tells her that she's more beautiful than even the words of the elven tongue can tell. He loves her, and he once pitied her sorrow, but were she a blissful queen with no sorrow to speak of, still he would love her. And do you not love me, Eowyn? Will you not allow me to be your mithril metal? She's like, you know what? I could do worse. It's actually pretty.
Yeah.
It's pretty decent in the book. It's pretty decent. We're being funny, but then they actually even joke a little bit. He actually kisses her full on the lips in front of the whole court. Yeah, people are like, "Whoa, what's going on up there?" And he's like, "I'm kissing a woman. What are you doing?"
What? How dare you?
And he says that we should live in Ithilien, and we can hang out there. And she's like, I no longer desire to be a queen or a warrior. I think I want to try my hand at healing and nurturing things that grow. And he's like, cool, we'll go. My family's got land out in Ithilien. We got like 10 acres. Man, we could do a lot with that. I mean, homestead it. And she's like, oh, so what? I have to leave my own people? And would you dare have...
Yeah, your people suck. I mean...
Would you have your proud folks say, there goes a lord who tamed a wild shield maiden of the north? Was there no woman of the race of Numenor to choose? And he's like, I'm ready to diversify this gene pool a little. We don't all have to marry people from the same island our ancestors came from. And yeah, they agree to get married. And
aww,
she stays in the House of Healing until Éomer returns. I kind of wondered about that myself. I guess this is probably, I mean, obviously the marriage would make sense, like Rohan and Gondor. It's a good political marriage. Can't imagine anyone would say no to it, but can she negotiate her own marriage? It's an interesting question for Tolkien.
When your brother is the king, you can do whatever. And
I actually
when you killed the Witch King.
Well, when you kill the Witch King, you can probably do whatever the fuck you want. You're probably right about that. So I was going to say, I know the old English was a little bit more restrictive. The old Norse cultures, women had more rights. It still wasn't great, but I think the rule...
Thank God we got rid of that, am I right?
The rule there was a woman's first marriage, her father had to sign off on. Though it was considered rude to force her into a marriage she didn't want. But it was legal. But the second marriage, she could choose. For
all
whatever
you have to
reason.
do is murder your husband.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah, which is maybe why you don't... I mean, look, a lot of guys got poisoned back in the day. I mean, they're going to get out of it one way or another. But yeah. So now Faramir's got his girl. Eowyn's got her man.
Yeah.
Everybody's...
You did it.
Everybody's getting their happy ending. Mary presumably lies forgotten in a hospital bed somewhere.
Is anyone coming back for me?
The good news,
I was Frodo's best friend before we started on this adventure, guys.
You're absolutely right. Pack your shit. We got a face for you to go serve some stuff at. Congratulations, you're an Esquire of Rohan. Mary leaves to go attend the banquet we saw in the last chapter. And now the city makes ready. Everybody who can come back comes back. It's a big old party. They're fixing up the walls. They didn't quite get the gate fixed yet. They put like a board over it. And
I'm sure it'll be fine.
And everybody's getting ready for the king.
Hell yeah.
The return of the king.
Hell yeah.
And the nurse who said that the hands of the king were the hands of a healer makes a surprise comeback and delivers some commentary on what's happening. There's a whole aside where she's talking to her cousin from the country, and she's pretending to be very worldly and knowledgeable about all these matters that have just unfolded. And Aragorn's walking towards the city, and he's got his like crown and his jewel and his black mail, and by his side walk 4 hobbits. And she's like, oh yeah, no, see those, you think they're kids, they're not kids, those are halflings, and they are princes of great fame where they come from, and they're small, but
except for that one right there, he's kind of like a servant. They call him Sam.
I heard that servant snuck in to Sauron's tower and started an electrical fire.
That he did.
Burned the whole thing to the ground, won us the war. I hear that and that old guy, that's Mithrandir. Yeah, and they say that these guys are all like best buds, and they had some like conspiracy to take over the world, and now they're doing that.
Hell yeah?
No, it's good. He's got the hands of a healer.
Okay.
It's not like our leaders today who have the hands of pedophiles.
Good.
No, Tolkien was right. Things were better back then. So Faramir, he walks out with the very important Huron of the Keys. He's in charge of keys.
As you know.
We all know Huron of the Keys. They walk out, and he's carrying a chest before him. And he makes a big speech. And he says that he kneels before Aragorn, and he says that the king has returned at last. I am the last steward of Gondor, and I humbly surrender my office. And Aragorn...
Think I'm gonna run this shit show by myself? Get back to work.
Aragorn hands him the scepter of Gondor back and says, resume your office. I'm going to be in and out for a little bit.
If you know what I mean.
I mean, I'm going to be traveling.
If you know what I mean.
We got a lot more land than you realize. There's like 2 kingdoms worth going on right now. I own a lot of real estate.
And I just one more.
Yeah.
More door. Am I right, guys? Hey!
Huron, high five him. God damn it. So he gives, Faramir continues to give quite a speech. He introduces him with all of his fancy titles. Chieftain of the Dunedain, Captain of the Host of the West, Bearer of the Star of the North, Wielder of the Sword Reforged.
Yeah.
He's
hell yeah.
Elisar.
No, keep going.
The Elf
Yeah, Elisar. Yeah.
Of the line of Valandil, Isildur's son, who was Elendil's son of Numenor. What do you say, guys?
Also, don't forget House Strider. That's also important.
Shut up,
Keep
Sam.
giving me all those titles.
Sam, I know you single-handedly kind of killed Sauron, but like, if we don't sell this right now, okay, we're in deep shit. So, Faramir's like, what do you say, people? Is this guy our king now? And they're all like, yeah, he's the king. And that was the first vote.
It only went downhill from there.
So they have a whole crowning ceremony, and Aragorn has Frodo deliver the crown.
God, why don't we call delivering a baby a crowning ceremony?
Dude, you're the doctor. You tell me. Delivering a baby sounds like, something Amazon would do. Crowning ceremony. That's Eldritch.
Yeah. Right?
So Frodo carries the crown, and then Gandalf places it on his head. And he says some of the line.
I'm off the clock.
Gandalf says some of the line he says in the movie. Now come the days of the king, and may they be blessed. While the thrones of the Valar endure. He doesn't say the part about the Valar in the.
Yeah, because then people would be like, what's a Valar? And then you'd have to go watch a YouTube video.
They do mention the Valar in the movie. I don't know if it's only in the extended scenes, though. And we find out that in time, Legolas and Gimli fulfill their promises. The Gondor gets brand new mithril gates. They also get a bunch of awesome landscaping, courtesy of the Wood Elves. 2 equal gifts, apparently. And a lot of dwarves and elves live there for a while. And under Aragorn's rule, Gondor becomes greater than it has ever been in the past.
Holy shit. We did it, people.
And importantly, we get some resolutions and some judgments. Aragorn has some legal matters to tie up. The king pardoned the Easterlings that had surrendered, and he sent them away free. He made peace with the peoples of Harad, and the slaves of Mordor he released and gave to them all the lands about Lake Nirnan to be their own.
Yay!
Yeah, so that rounds out all the humans of Sauron's army and forces.
And then we just don't talk about the rest.
Well, there's the Easterlings that ran away. Basically, everybody who asked Aragorn for peace got peace. It's my understanding. I don't think the orcs ever came to him and presented any kind of so how about a treaty, my guy? I think they just kind of ran for the hills, at least the ones that didn't immediately throw themselves on their swords. But then there's perhaps the most important matter, the thing I was actually concerned was going to get mentioned in this chapter. Baragond, whose fate I forgot, and thus was on the edge of my seat. And Aragorn also kind of there's no nice way to say it. He fucks with Baragond a little bit. So Baragond, as you remember, he's kind of on trial right now for killing a bunch of the city guard while Denethor was ordering them to burn Faramir. And so Baragond's kind of like, I'm pretty sure I'm good. I mean, I saved Faramir's life. Faramir's the steward now. But this guy's king, and he's the one who's going to judge me. He's like, is he cool with Faramir? I hope he's cool with Faramir. And he says, Baragond, by your sword, blood was spilled in the hollows, where that is forbidden. Also, you left your post without leave of lord or captain. Can't do that. For these things of old, the penalty was death. Now, therefore, I pronounce your doom. You're good. You're free to go. But you're out of the city guard. And in fact, you're out of the city. Get out. And Baragon starts like shaking a little. He's like, what? He's like, because you're obviously going to serve in Faramir's new guard in Ithilien. It's a huge promotion for you. You're going to love it there. He's like, oh my God, wow. That was kind of mean. You really had me thinking I was exiled and never going to see my family again after you made me think I was going to die.
It's a little kingly humor for you.
So your funny jokes, and he's like, yeah, I give and I taketh away. So remember that. All of you remember that. There's going to be some changes around here. So Baragon, having perceived the mercy and justice of the king, was glad. And then to Faramir, Ithilien was to be his princedom. He said, you can have all of Ithilien. I would love to give you Minas Ithil, but I'm pretty sure it's like radioactive.
Radioactive.
No, just the regular kind. It's going to be a while before men can live there, many long years. And last of all, Eowyn. Hey, we're bros. Hey, what are you going to do? What do you want? What do you want that you don't have? You're king, Faramir. We're all good here. Tell you what.
I want my dad back. No can do.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about your dad's body. I'm going to put him in with the kings of Gondor.
Dibs. Dibs.
And he's like, if you want him back, hey, we'll ship him to you. We'll deliver him. We should name that ceremony as well. But
the deliverance.
If you don't want him back, he'll have a place of honor here. And Eomer's like, both. I got to go do some king stuff back.
That wasn't an option for you.
No, I got to go do some king stuff back in Rohan. I have to see if it's on fire. We left kind of in a hurry. There were still orcs around, so I got to make sure I actually still have a kingdom. But if I do, I'm definitely going to want that body back. Eowyn goes back with him, but when the father is buried, she will return. And that means Faramir is getting started on some paperwork. So,
the most noble of all things. Paperwork.
Everyone starts to depart. The party's over. Aragorn's coronation has happened. He's dispensing justice, doing the kingly stuff. But the fellowship remains together. Aragorn has asked them to stay a little while longer yet. There's one more thing he wants them to be here for. And he doesn't want to tell them quite what it is yet. But he's like, there's going to be a sign. It's going to be cool. And I want you guys are my best friends. And I want you to be here for it.
And also Gimli. Yeah.
And I want you to be here for it.
Damn, I missed the opportunity to say, and also Pippin. Come on.
And Frodo said to Gandalf, he's like, look, hey, I'm happy to hang out here. Don't get me wrong. I'm kind of sick of walking for a little while, to be honest with you. But what are we waiting for?
Yeah, if anyone wants to carry me back to the Shire, that would actually be pretty
He said,
pretty nice.
I kind of would like to know what we're waiting for, just so I have a timeline, because, Bilbo's waiting for me, and,
unless he's turning into that guy from the Last Crusade who picked the wrong goblet. Now the ring is gone.
Gandalf says, oh, don't you worry. Bilbo knows exactly what's happening here. And actually, Frodo, it's only really been a few weeks. It's May. It's been less than a year since you set out. And Frodo turns to Pippin.
Yeah, I felt that.
Yeah.
I felt that when Gandalf was like, it may feel like an age of the earth has just passed, but it's been a little less than a year. And I was like, dog, man, I remember lockdown. That felt like a new age.
Literally, like I post-COVID is
It wasn't even a full year in lockdown. We went in lockdown like late March, and the restrictions kind of eased in like September or something.
Buddy, I feel like the second age ended with 9/11. And then the third age ended with COVID.
Yeah.
We're living short but fast, you know? So Frodo turns to Pippin and he's like, didn't you say Gandalf was getting a little more loose-lipped in his old age? It seems like he's kind of still being a jerk. And Gandalf's like, hey, you know what? A lot of people want to know what a lot of surprises are. But for the people giving the surprise, it's twice as funny if you don't know. And then Gandalf takes Aragorn up to a tall tower where he can survey his whole kingdom. And he tells Aragorn, the third age of the world is over. It is your task now to begin the fourth age.
Age of Man!
The age of man.
We did it!
Now comes the dominion of man, and the elder kindred shall fade or depart. The power of the three rings is ended. It is up to you to preserve what may be preserved. So though much has been saved, much must now pass away. And Aragorn says, I know what you're saying. I fully understand the weight of this. And I could really use an all-knowing advisor to help me do that. And Gandalf's like, nah, I'm out.
my job's done. Get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah. He says, the third age was my age. I was the enemy of Sauron, and my work is finished. This one's on you, dog.
You the man now, dog.
And Aragorn says, but I am a mortal man. I'll live a long time, but I am going to die. And then who is going to look after this city? And what's going to happen?
His name is Donald Trump.
Yeah, sadly, that's where it's going, man. And then Gandalf's like, that's a really complicated question that I think every king should ask themselves. But did you notice that tree down there? There is a tree. It is a sapling, no more than 3 foot high. And Aragorn's like, oh my God, this is a sapling of the tree, like the magic tree from Numenor, descendant of Telperion. We all know what Telperion is, right?
Yeah. I know what that is. Maybe you should explain it, because I want to make sure you know what it is.
Yeah. So you remember the two trees?
Yeah.
Telperion, I believe, is the moonlight tree, the silver light tree.
Okay. Is that also does that mean that is Gondor's tree like descended from one of those trees?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I just kind of figured it was descended from Gondor's tree. I didn't realize Telperion was one of the trees.
Yes, it was one of the trees. Now, Gondor's tree is not Telperion. Telperion died. It was killed by Ungoliant. But they were able to get it and Laurel and the other tree to bear fruit before they died. So they had some seeds. Now,
just like pandas.
Yeah.
Before you die, we get you to birth some offspring so we can keep having you around.
So the trees that come after, they do not produce light the same way, though they shine kind of. But they are holy trees. This is a line of trees. Now, I know people are going to laugh that like only Tolkien could care about the lineage of a tree, but these are trees that were created by the gods and imbued with a lot of godly power. So it's a sign at the very least, it's a powerful sign of a blessing from the gods that this sapling is growing for Aragorn right now. And also there might be some legit magic to it that might help Gondor somehow. I think it's like a passive buff, plus 30 to productivity. And Aragorn rushes over and he has them uproot the old tree, but they don't burn it. They bury it with the kings. They put it right in there next to Theoden.
Goddamn right.
That is the reverence shown to this tree. And they plant the sapling, and it grows very quickly. And then, upon the very eve of midsummer, a midsummer night's dream, perhaps, a bunch of fairy folk show up. I kind of see what he did there.
Yeah.
A little nod to Shakespeare.
I think Shakespeare got it from Frodo.
You're right. Yeah. He read the...
Yeah, Frodo came first.
Shakespeare read the Red Book of Westmarch, yeah. So all the elves we know and love show up with their banners. We've got Elro here and Eladon, Glorfindel and Aristor, Galadriel and Celeborn, and of course, Master Elrond, mighty among elves and men, bearing the scepter of Anu Minas. And beside him, upon a grey palfrey, rode Arwen, his daughter. So Frodo's watching as Elrond presents the scepter. This is a scepter that symbolizes the kingship of Gondor, of Numenor. This is something Elrond has been holding on behalf of his brother's descendants. And now he is finally acknowledging that Aragorn is worthy of that inheritance. And of slightly less import than the scepter, I'm also giving you my daughter.
Deal.
Everything's coming up, Aragorn. You gotta imagine Sam sitting there like, what do I get? You know?
You get the knowledge that you did a good job.
Elrond's like, I put in a good word with Rosie Cotton and her brothers.
And her brothers. I still remember that, yeah.
And then King Elisar. Now, this isn't very like, he doesn't give much to this at all. He gave a lot to Eowyn and Faramir, but King Elisar wedded Arwen Undomiel in the City of Kings upon the day of midsummer, and the tale of their long waiting and labors was come to fulfillment. He really downplays the romance between Aragorn and Arwen, and really spends a lot of time on the kind of cute, dopey romance of Eowyn and Faramir.
Yeah.
I think I am a little disappointed by that. I think even I am a little disappointed by the lack of character development Arwen gets.
The movie did a little better in this case.
Yeah. I think the movie flipped it. Obviously, they gave absolutely nothing to Faramir and Eowyn. They just hold hands, and he says something.
Because also, fuck Faramir, right?
They really don't.
Piece of shit. I hate him.
They just didn't have a use for Faramir. I don't think Peter Jackson hated Faramir. I just think he didn't. he didn't, like, Faramir's character did not serve to drive the plot of the movie.
Or the point that all men except for the really heroic ones like Aragorn are pieces of shit.
Yeah.
You're going off to fight a war in the 2000s?
You know what would have been interesting, though, is to show how Aragorn dealt with the other humans. I think
how Faramir was a contrast to Boromir and the other warriors. Like, he was a warrior, but also he did other things and had other shit going on.
Yeah, I understand. I think I understand Jackson's choices with Faramir. I prefer the book. But to Jackson's credit, like you said, I do think Arwen could use a little something. I maybe a speaking line at this juncture.
Yeah. Although she didn't have to also absorb all of Glorfindel, but I guess why bother introducing the guy who's only going to be in a few scenes? So I guess
I understand the complication
sense
with Glorfindel, especially Glorfindel being like a nod to the Silmarillion more than it's.
What was he doing? He was fighting in Rivendell during all this.
His presence is he's literally a cameo from the Silmarillion.
Okay, because I mean, I was gonna say I know why he couldn't have the ring, but like, he could have helped out Gondor. But I guess everywhere was being attacked all at once. So
no, he's a cameo from the Silmarillion. The weirdly Galadriel is retroactively added to the Silmarillion.
Oh, that is weird.
Yeah, she was first conceived for Lord of the Rings. And then he had to go back and add her to the Silmarillion because she's so important in Lord of the Rings. And when we read the Silmarillion, you'll see where she's kind of just tacked on. They add in a little bit about her, but it's very clearly like not part of any of the main scenes. But yeah, overall, I like that chapter. I think there's some good lore there. I think Faramir and Eowyn's relationship is cute. But I almost think, like, in a rare criticism of Tolkien's writing, like you said, it's a longer chapter than we've read in this part of the book, and it kind of tries to do too much. I think maybe
well, we got to wrap up this whole thing. Aragorn isn't going to be around much longer for the story because we're going back west, and so he's got to get his shit. He's got to become king. Got to get that hot elf, and then he's got to, off you go.
No, and the thing is, wrap up the story was the advice Tolkien kept getting from early readers, was like, it's going on way too long.
And then Peter Jackson was told the same thing.
Yeah.
He had like half an hour of conclusions.
I think they would have given Tolkien a little more leeway if they'd known how popular the book would ultimately be. But it was still a big risk back then. And it's probably better for it. As much of a Lord of the Rings nerd as I am, I think most books benefit from more editing rather than less. It is funny, though, in the landscape of modern fantasy, like with George R.R. Martin, to be like, oh, God, enough. Three books is fine. Just stop. Not give me everything you could possibly throw at me. These people love content. But yeah, next time we will depart from Gondor and make what I can only assume will be an equally long journey back.
Yeah, I hope so. We're getting 3 more books of them just walking. I assume they get some horses this time around. I hope so.
The road goes ever on and on, down from the door where it began. Now far ahead the road is gone, and I must follow it, if I can, pursuing it with eager feet until it joins some larger way, where many paths and errands meet. And whither then, I cannot say.